This is going to be a changing day in your life.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
It matters to you. That's what I want to talk about. Are we ready in the booth? Let's do it. What if you had to deal with this every day? Kids kicking and screaming, doors slamming, dogs barking, parents yelling, non-stop noise. Now, my first guest, Jessie, says that she desperately needs to be rescued from this chaotic life. She claims that while she's stuck in this madness, her husband, Jeremy, escapes by literally running to the hills every day.
What?
I am an overwhelmed mom with a very chaotic family.
Look at this mess. Do you hear Aiden?
What?
There is always arguing and screaming and yelling.
Hey!
Now!
Oh, please.
Right now we're headed to go get the kids from school. Every day at 6 o'clock my day starts. Daycare kids start arriving. I'm taking them to school. Then I'm doing snack time, walking the dogs, cooking, cleaning. Jeremy comes home at 6:30. The chaos begins once again.
Look at this mess. I need help cleaning.
I think Jessie can do more during the day, do dishes, the laundry. I think she purposely saves these things for me. You got to appreciate that she has all this free time. She can do whatever she wants to do and doesn't have like a boss responsibility. To me, it's like not really work.
Jeremy and I argue constantly.
And why were you badgering me about it at 9:45?
Because that's the time that an adult is supposed to have a conversation.
Because Jeremy and I argue, I think the kids argue, and they hit and push and shove. Both my kids are out of control.
I'm going to take the DS if you don't put the vacuum away, Aiden.
No. Please stop.
They scream and yell. I tell Aiden not to go up there all the time. He doesn't listen. They charge up and down stairs.
Give me the DS, Aiden.
They slam doors.
Aiden!
Lock themselves in their room.
I'm going to count to 3, and then I'm going to pick the lock and take that DS for a week.
No.
Open this door right now.
No.
With Jessie, everything is wrong. Nothing is right.
He doesn't get apple juice in a glass cup.
Sorry, hold on. Well, this is...
They're right there, the blue cup. Pour it.
Jeremy is obsessed with hiking.
I love being outside. I'm stuck in an office all day.
Jeremy comes home after work, then hightails it hiking. Aiden cries when Jeremy goes hiking because Aiden wants Jeremy, his dad, to play with them.
Yeah, this is why I get out. This is why. Jessie doesn't hate the fact that I hike. She just hates the fact that I do anything without her.
24/7, I'm a mother and a wife and a father and the caretaker all wrapped up into one. If Jeremy doesn't change and this goes on and on and on, I really don't know how much longer I could deal with this.
Hand it back to me now.
Okay, what do you think about watching that?
Well, I think that you're missing my side of it. It seems like it's all about her. The thing is, when I try to have a conversation with Jess, she attacks me. She likes to assign blame. She just ends up bickering with me, and it becomes an irrational conversation. So she doesn't see my side of it.
Aren't you blaming her for this chaos?
I'll blame myself for when she acts that way. I don't know how to react.
What do you think she does all day?
Well, she takes care of the kids, and I absolutely appreciate what she does because we couldn't
I don't think you do.
No, I do, and I tell her that.
Yeah, and you have a daycare, right?
Yes.
And how many children do you have?
6.
6? Okay, you take care of 6 kids most of the day.
Yes.
And this is her routine. 6 a.m. wakes up, 7 makes breakfast for her own kids, and daycare kids start arriving. 7:30 takes her own kids to school, takes 2 daycare kids with her. 7:40 feeds the 2 daycare kids who have arrived for breakfast. 8 o'clock drives to the dog park with 2 kids and 2 dogs. 9 a.m. drives back home. 9 to 10:30, changing diapers, interacting with the kids. 10:30 picks up 3rd daycare kids from preschool. 11:30 picks up 4th daycare kid from kindergarten. 12 to 12:30 heads home and prepares lunch. 2:45 packs up daycare kids in the car, picks up Alicia, Aiden, and 1 more daycare child from the school bus stop. Homework, snacks, changing, soccer practice. Daycare kids go home. Cleans house, does chores, showers. Bedtime for Aiden. Bonding time with her daughter, and then 9:30 finally bedtime.
Okay.
So where is...
Well...
Okay, what?
Well, she's organized that, and it works very well. She developed a system during the day.
How do you know you're hiking?
Well, no, I'm only hiking an hour a day. That's all I do. And she makes it seem like I'm hiking. And if I were to go to the gym and work out for an hour, I mean, that's reasonable. It's not like I'm hiking. I would love to go to Yosemite, to these places, but I'm hiking locally.
You're going to hike 1,000 days in a row?
Yes.
And what day are you on?
I'm on 70-something right now.
So you got a lot to go.
Yeah, just every day, but it's not. Look, I aspire to do long hikes, and right now I'm just doing very short hikes.
Well, he says you're just overreacting to all this. You need to calm down.
Please.
Quit bickering. Just chat him up about this.
I
What do you
agree.
say?
I agree with calming down, yes, but I need help. And I can't calm down if I don't have help with everything. Not just, well, I'm here. Isn't that enough?
Because you go to work at 7:30, right?
No, I leave the house at about, no, I wake up at 6. I make coffee for her, for us, and then I leave at 6:30. And then I'm off work around 3:30, and that's when I go hiking. I'm back home by 6.
30.
6 o'clock.
30.
5:30. I mean,
6:30.
Again, the time doesn't matter. It's between 5:30 and 6 normally.
Okay, so you get off at 3:30, and then you're hiking till 6:30.
No,
then you come home and blog about
No,
it, right?
I hike for 1 hour, and then I have to drive 45 minutes home from work. Okay, that's part of the commute. So I'm home by 6, and when I get in the house, she usually has a dinner ready, and I'm eating, and I'll, help with the kids. Sometimes I make the dinner because she's still at soccer practice, so I do help. I do dishes, and then I go up and blog because I want to share with the world, because I'm animated about what I just did, what I just saw. I want to upload the photos and put it on the computer so everyone can see what I did.
Before he shares with his family.
I would love to share with her, but she doesn't even read my blog, and when she does, she criticizes what I do. Instead of saying, well, that's really cool. Like, I was like, look at this waterfall. She's like, I don't care. She doesn't support me at all.
Well, do you know why she says? You're in a room full of women, pretty much. There's some men here, and I think they're starting to bail on you. But you know why she says she doesn't care about that waterfall? She didn't experience it. She wasn't there. That mist that comes when the water hits the water and it blows in your face and the grass is whipping. She was packing 4 lunches, loading some kids up at the bus stop, getting some gum out of somebody's hair. The way you two are coming together is not working. I want to give you a wake-up call here, because I'm telling you, if you were sitting down there with a kid and they were in trouble with the law and been kicked out of school, you'd be sitting there, man, I wish somebody would have told me we were headed here before we got here. I'm telling you now. I'm telling you now. So you can look back and say, yeah, he told us. He told us. I didn't much like him. I thought he was kind of on her side and throwing me under the bus, blah, 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 blah. But he did tell me the truth. Think about that. Up next, Dr. Phil correspondent and mother Kelly Catrone is back. We'll see what happens when she paid Jesse and Jeremy a little house call, a visit to the home. Into the chaos. We'll be right back.
Doorbell.
I'm Kelly Catrone. Nice to meet you. Look at me. Say, my name is Aiden. Excuse me. Aiden, move away from the window now. I'm going to count to 3.
And later,
she was such a magnificent woman. We talked, we laughed, we did things that normal couples would do. And then all of a sudden, she turned into this mean, hateful person.
Tomorrow on an all-new Dr. Phil.
The photographs?
Would you want to know
let's take a look.
What your husband's mistress looks like?
This is the woman he said I love you to. Oh, my God.
And a sudden outburst
I want to confront both of you.
You're out of order.
leads to a confrontation with Dr. Phil.
If you want to have a debate with me, just belly up, darling, because you are not going to win.
That's tomorrow.
Jess and I parent completely differently. Help me make some dog food. It'll be our project, okay? Come on. Yes, Mommy wants you to do it.
The kids act the way they do because they see Jeremy acting immature like a child.
Oh, no.
Go.
Do not put ice cream cones in the dog's dishes.
Yes, one of each. Yes.
When I'm disciplining the kids and the dogs, Jeremy's telling them that I'm off my rocker. I don't know what I'm talking about. They don't have to listen. And Mommy's just a big meanie.
Why does she say no?
She always says no, but what are they going to eat? We don't have dog food. I'm not going out tonight. My bond with the kids is childish and playful. I can't be a serious parent. She won't allow it.
Jeremy wants to be their friends. Grab him a napkin, because it's going to get everywhere.
It's fine. Here, cheers.
Kelly Catrone is a special contributor to the show, and she's author of a great book. The title is If You Have to Cry, Go Outside. and other things your mother never told you. Now, she is a woman of many accomplishments, but she says she feels her most cherished role is that of being a mom to 8-year-old Ava. Now, I sent her to visit Jesse and Jeremy, their 7-year-old son, Aiden, and Jesse's 9-year-old daughter, Alyssa.
Hey, Dr. Phil, I'm out here to meet Jesse and Jeremy and their kids. Jesse says that their house is chaotic, and your team's made a DVD. Let's take a look and see what's really happening in that house.
Aiden, do not make me chase you.
No.
Aiden, cold.
No.
Oh, my God.
Look at this mess. Do you hear Aiden?
It's like a combat zone, what's going on over in this house.
What?
A pair of plaid flannel boxers and some tube socks. That's not hot.
Do not put my stuff in their dog dishes.
Just a little bit. We'll get some broccoli and stuff.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Yes.
That is disgusting.
Counter.
There's more than one dog in this house. I think she needs a little ohm in her home. That's what I think. Oh my God, that's their yard? If he likes hiking, he should just go hike into the garage and pick up a lawnmower.
Doorbell.
I'm Kelly Catrone. Nice to meet you. Dr. Phil sent me from one mom to another. Here to see how I can help.
This is Kelly from the
Hi. I'm just going to hang out in the corner and watch what you guys are doing, okay?
Hey.
Oh my gosh.
Knock it off.
Sounds a lot.
These oranges are really... Aiden, stop, please.
Hey, we're going to do
Yes or
lemonade.
no?
Alyssa,
You
stop him.
need to stop.
Do you want to cut it?
Aiden, stop. Aiden.
Aiden, get over here.
Jeremy, grab Aiden.
All right.
Stand here.
Aiden, stop, please. We could eat that one. No, stop. He's dirty.
Here, let me move that foil.
Aiden, why did you just do that? Oh my gosh. Can you stop? Are we doing orange juice or not? What?
It's like the sun's going down too, so we should go outside.
Actually, Dr. Phil wanted me to just kind of just sit down with everybody, kind of. Listen, will you come and talk to me for a minute? Aiden, come with me. Okay, let's go.
We'll try it later, okay?
So I'm on a TV show, and I work with Dr. Phil, and I'm not a doctor. I'm only a mommy. Aiden, you're looking at me. Eyes on me, mister. Stop it. Quiet. This is my interview. I'm going to ask you a few questions, and you go yay for yes and go boo for no. Please take your hands out of your mouth when I'm speaking to you. I'd like to see them clasped on your lap. Thank you. And look me in the eye. Sit up straight, too, by the way. This is not a party. Are you a good helper to your mommy?
Boo. Yes.
Do not eat your boogers in front of me. I expect better manners with gentlemen I hang out with. Do not. So, can I ask you a question? Do you lick the furniture all the time? Is it something you do all the time? He licks the furniture a lot?
He licks everything.
I want you guys to take an oath. Put up your hand. Say, look at me. Say, my name is Aiden. Excuse me. My name is Aiden.
My name is Aiden.
And I'm going to try to help my mommy more.
I'm going to try to help my mom.
I, Alyssa, give my word
Give my word.
that I'm going to be a better helper to my mommy.
I'm going to be a better helper to my mom.
Hey.
Hey there.
How's it going?
It's going good.
Spent some time with your kids.
Oh boy, how was Aiden?
He's good.
Yeah, he's
Accelerated, but I think they're...
Impossible for me.
He is.
Yeah, very much so.
Aiden, move away from the window now. I'm going to count to 3. Jesse, Aiden's about to pop out the back window that overlooks the terrace. You should put a safety lock on that window, too, just in case he looks up there. What are your complaints about being the man in this house?
Not wearing the pants, I guess, is maybe one. At first, I guess it was a big issue, and yes, my coworkers make...
What's it?
Will your wife allow you to play poker with us tonight? I'm a debt collector. It's easier for me to negotiate with my debtors than it is my wife.
When was the last time you guys were alone?
For our honeymoon, because since then we've gone on vacations, but with the kids, of course.
Okay, so you both burn. But I think that you seem like you're actually willing to get back into a relationship with your wife.
Yes.
Okay, that to me seems like a really great start. So Jeremy and Aiden is a sore topic. Tell me, what is it like?
It's very much strained. Aiden wants to be a part of Jeremy, but neither one of them know how to connect. Jeremy likes to be very rambunctious with Aiden and very kind of chaotic.
I think that's normal behavior for a dad.
But I think Jeremy takes it too far, like he takes the hiking too far.
That's something that Dr. Phil, he's good at. I'm sure he can help you with that. Wow. Hi, Dr. Phil. I just spent 3 hours with Jeremy and Jesse and their children. It seems like she seems to get overwhelmed. She starts to escalate and nag. And then Jeremy splits emotionally or physically, goes on a hike. And then there's a little boy who has a lot of energy. And I'm really looking forward to watching you work your magic with them in the studio.
For God's sakes, do you not figure that what you're doing is not working?
Well, we're here.
I know it's not working, and that is why we're here. Hopefully this does help.
Well, you say you don't have time to interact with the kids?
Well, she said that. I don't. He goes on hikes with me.
You don't, Jeremy. Sorry. You don't. I was at your house.
Time.
No, you don't. You're not doing, even if you are like what I call like a pre-1970s dad that thinks like, you know, the guy's job is to take out the garbage, sort out the lawn, deal with the dogs. You get an F. The house is not up to par. You live on a corner property. Your yard's a mess. He has a wee-wee pad wrapped around his tree outside his house next to his swing. I don't care. I thought that you had a tree surgeon there. So their son, who swings and smashes himself into the side of the tree. This is how they're dealing with a child who's banging himself into a side of the tree. You're not carrying the weight. All you're doing all day is you're yelling at your kid all day, and everybody's swinging in and out of this situation. And Alyssa, by the way, she's an angel.
She is.
She's an angel. I mean, that little girl is just going with the flow, and you're not her biological father, and you moved him in a week after meeting him.
No.
So that's...
No, not a week after.
Well, you met, and then you lived together, right? I mean,
it was a while.
No, it was right away.
Whatever. Her whole thing is her life was probably a little smoother before.
What do you hear us... tell me what you're hearing so far.
That Aiden's out of control. Our life is out of control. We're not connecting. We're not on the same page, which is why we're here.
Well, I don't... You know, I hate these overused terms like we're not connecting, we don't communicate, we're not on the same page. What it means, basically, let's not use metaphors and euphemisms. Let's talk about what it really is. You are teaching these kids that no one is in control. And when you see your son licking the furniture and doing these other ritualistic behaviors, he's just anxiety-ridden. This is anxiety. This boy is just tied up in knots inside because of this chaos. You've got to calm this situation down. I don't care whether you think it's her fault or you think it's his fault. I don't care. F. It's not working, and your kids are paying the price. So you got to stop trying to be right and win the argument and come out better in terms of perception, and you need to be figuring out something to do. We've been talking all of this time. Neither one of you have said, Dr. Phil, tell me something to do different. Dr. Phil, put a verb in your sentence. Dr. Phil, tell me what to do to save my children from this chaos. Neither one of you have asked. You've been barking at each other. Neither one of you have asked one specific question for help. We'll be right back. You're going to have to go commando about it. This isn't something you ease into. And so hear me, it's going to get worse before it gets better, because when you start saying no more of this, they're going to freak. He's going to freak. And later, I should have listened to my friends who said Emily is a bitch. I'm stuck here because of you. That's a tough way to feel. If you really feel that way, you must be really miserable.
Jeremy's obsession with hiking is almost destroying the family, because it's hiking, and then, oh, wait, do I have a family? Oh, yes, there they are.
One day, I just decided I'm going to go hiking for 1,000 straight days. When I'm done hiking, the first thing I want to do is come home and share it. So I get on the computer, I upload the photos, and I write about my experience.
With all the hiking that my husband does, he does not know the first thing about being a husband or a parent.
You've seen him 0% today.
I was just
You have
I'm
seen
going to take him
0%.
hiking with...
He has wet hair. He's not going out hiking.
About 3 weeks ago, he lost his wedding ring. It crosses my mind that Jeremy might be off doing something else during these hikes. Am I stupid to believe he's really hiking?
So, is Jeremy really in the woods hiking? So, because you had questions, we thought we'd do an investigation. Take a look.
I decided to come over to the state park to check on Jeremy, who likes to hike here. Jessie says that she thinks he's up to something. He lost his wedding ring, his hair is always a mess, and he spends all night on the internet. So for all the women who've ever felt like this, I decided to come out and just get an insider's view as to what Jeremy's really up to. Perfectly hit his mark. Flex those muscles, babe. Picture of himself.
Okay, so you can cross that one off your list, right? I mean, obviously he's doing exactly what he told you he's doing, exactly where he tells you he's doing it. So, I mean, he's out hiking and jogging and doing healthy things. The two of you need to decide to stop blaming each other. You need to stop acting like a child, in your own words. You need to recognize that you're like the little boy that cried wolf. I mean, you've yelled so much, you've badgered and bickered so much, nobody cares anymore. And Aiden needs to be evaluated. Okay, I think he has some anxiety disorders. He may have some ADD or ADHD. And he's at an age now where you can evaluate him for that. What'd you say?
No, I'm just like, no, I feel like ADHD and ADD is just so overused these days. I think you're right. He does have anxiety issues. And I think living in a hyper crazy environment is making him that way. I don't think it's ADHD.
So what's wrong with getting him tested, though? Wouldn't it be better to, like, say, hey, good news, he's not?
Yeah, absolutely.
If you've ever watched this show, you've heard me say that those are wastebasket diagnoses that are way overused and applied.
Absolutely.
But the truth is that there is a neurological profile that determines whether or not he is neocortically underdeveloped. It's not an opinion. It's a matter of fact with the technology we have today. And saying, no, I don't want that to be true is no solution. You're going to have to plug in here. If you want to keep doing the same things you've been doing, you're going to get the same result that you currently have. I'm telling you that the two of you need to fall back and decide that there is no good cop, bad cop here. You guys are going to have to establish some very predictable rules in this house that are calmly enforced, and you're going to have to go commando about it. This isn't something you ease into. And so hear me, it's going to get worse before it gets better, because when you start saying no more of this, they're going to freak. He's going to freak. And so he's going to ramp up and get worse for a day or two. And then it's going to calm down. When I say commando, I'm saying if this little boy is out of control, then you need to take everything out of his world right now. He needs to have a bed and a blanket and a pillow. Nothing on the walls, no TV, no video games, no nothing. And he needs to learn I can earn those back with good behavior. When I'm told to go to bed, if I do what I'm told, then I get to stay up that late the next night. He needs to understand that there are consequences to his actions and that you consistently enforce those things. Think about what I said.
I will.
Okay? I don't think you will. I think you've decided that this didn't work out for you, that I just don't get it, because you're saying, I did that. I've done it. I've done it. I've done it. I've done it. You are inconsistent. You yell and you scream. You are not listened to. The kids cannot predict the consequences of their actions with you. And as a result, you've got chaos. Unless and until you acknowledge that, this is not going to get better.
I acknowledge that. I get that.
We acknowledge that.
That's why I'm here.
And we are here, and we want to make this right.
Okay. Well, I suggest that you get your son evaluated.
We don't know the first step about
I will arrange for that.
Don't even have health insurance.
I will arrange for that. Okay. I will arrange for that. I will arrange for it to get done. I will make it happen. Don't worry about insurance. Don't worry about finding the right person. I will get that evaluated.
Okay.
And then when I give you the information, if you misuse it because you don't want to hear the results, I can't help you. I can't help you. You need help. You need somebody to come in and restructure this household along the lines that I'm talking about. And I will arrange for that as well. And you know what I'm going to tell them? I'm going to tell them when you argue the first time to fold up their tent and leave. Because I am not going to chase you people. Next, a woman who says she hates being a wife and mother and regrets that she had her children. We'll be right back.
I do hate being a wife and a mother. Jeff doesn't help me with the kids.
My job is to keep the bills paid.
I'm falling out of love with my family.
Emily should stop whining. Deal with it.
And later, I work. That is my contribution to the family. I am the sole breadwinner, and that's all the contribution I should give, and I want Dr. Phil to prove I'm right. I feel like we have children, and she should just deal with it and stop whining. Things can get chaotic in the home. There's no question about it. My next guest, Emily, says that she's actually thought about running away from her life because she, quotes, hates being a mother and a wife.
I'm married to Jeff, and we have 3 children. I do hate being a wife and a mother. There were times when I was pregnant with my 3rd child that I did not want him to come out. I just kept thinking about how it was another person that I would have to take care of. I feel overwhelmed because Jeff doesn't help me with the kids. He feels that it's not his responsibility.
My job as a husband is to keep the bills paid, keep food in the kids' mouth, keep clothes on their back. Emily's job is to take care of our children.
There's days when I just wish I didn't have to pick up my children from daycare. I just think about the chaos when we walk in the door.
I've said hurtful things to Emily. I've said I should have listened to my friends when they told me that you were no good for me. I've also told Emily I've wasted my time.
I feel that my husband doesn't support me. My kids are against me. Jeff is the good guy, and I'm the bad guy at home.
I lay back and watch my kids disrespect my wife just to see what kind of reaction she gives them. The kids like me better than they like Emily. The kids don't respect Emily.
I feel like I'm falling out of love with my family. I sometimes sense that my children feel that they're not wanted. I just feel alone. Sometimes I just want to get in my car and drive away until I run out of gas.
Emily says she no longer wants to be a wife and mother. Emily should stop whining and just deal with it.
Well, first I have to say, you do have beautiful children.
Thank you.
Y'all make great-looking kids. Wow. If you knew then what you know now, would you have married her?
No.
Why not?
She was such a magnificent woman. I mean, we talked, we laughed, we did things that normal couples would do. And then, all of a sudden, she turned into this mean, hateful person.
Mm-hmm. You have said we do extensive interviews with you guys ahead of time, as you know.
Yes,
and you were both very forthcoming and honest with us. I wrote down some of the things you said that I thought were particularly relevant. You said, quote, "You are a waste of my time. You ruined my life. I should have listened to my friends who said Emily is a bitch. I'm stuck here because of you."
You know what?
That's a tough way to feel. I mean, if you really feel that way, you must be really miserable.
Let's back up a minute. The reason why I say those things is to get her to back off of me. There are times when I would come in the house, and she knows this, that she would just attack me, verbally attack me for no reason at all. And I have so much anger built up inside of me because I sacrificed so much. I really sacrificed so much. I gave up what I feel would be a wonderful and lucrative career. I gave up a life that, wow. I had a lot of potential.
If you knew then what you know now, would you have married him?
No. I mean, when we first met, we were in college. Things were good. We had 1 child. We didn't have careers. I just feel... I love my children. I truly do. But he wants, several kids. And so I feel kind of that I've given him his children.
How's it going with the kids?
It's going great with the kids. But the thing is, okay, she's given me my children, but she hasn't given me the other part that I said I wanted to do with my life.
Which is?
I want more than Iowa.
Yeah. If this is really important to him, why are you somewhere geographically you don't want to be doing something you don't want to do? Particularly if it carries all this resentment from him. Why are you wanting to be where you are?
I'm from Iowa. My family lives there. We're close to my family. I don't want to move. I mean, he's always saying, "Oh, I want this career. I want that career. I want to move here. I want a job where I can travel, where I can move, where I can advance. I don't want to move, to Florida to live for a couple years, to move to Texas, to move for a couple years, to move to California.
I understand you want to be close to your family, but you're an adult now. This is your family. Your husband and your children are your family. You don't... Did I finally say something you liked?
Yes, I like that.
All right, we got to take a break. Emily reveals why she says she's jealous of the attention Jeff showers on their children, especially their 3.5-year-old daughter. You're jealous of your 3.5-year-old daughter?
Yes.
We'll be right back.
Alyssa's my baby girl. I spoil her.
I call Alyssa my problem child. She will scream in my face, hit me, yell at me. I feel jealous for Jeff giving Alyssa most of the attention.
If I paid the same attention to Emily as I do Alyssa, our marriage would be better.
I feel that Jeff cares about Alyssa more than he cares about me.
Well, Emily admits if she could start over, she would not have children at all. She also admits to being jealous of her husband Jeff's relationship with their 3.5-year-old daughter, Alyssa. Now, have y'all not said this is not working? Would you rather be miserable in Iowa or happy in Texas? Would you rather be with somebody that is the kind of vibrant woman that you love and admire, or somebody that's sorry she ever married you?
Wonderful and vibrant.
So why are you doing what you're doing? Why are you not negotiating something different here?
We've talked about moving, and I'm willing to move. It's just, I feel it would be the inconsistency of him knowing what he truly wants to do.
Wait a minute.
You understand your responsibilities go way beyond putting a roof over their heads, right?
Yes, I do.
Because that's what you said. You said, my contribution here is that I pay the bills. That I work. That is my contribution to the family. I am the sole breadwinner, and that's all the contribution I should give, and I want Dr. Phil to prove I'm right. I feel like we have children, and she should just deal with it and stop whining.
That's, to be honest, true. I mean, a lot of times I feel that way. I mean, I've given up so much. Why can't she sacrifice?
I work full time. So if I came home from work and decided, oh, I'm home, I'm off work, who's going to cook? Who's going to clean? Who's going to put the kids in bed? I don't get to come home and just lay on the couch, watch TV.
Do you understand?
My day doesn't end when I get off work.
Do you understand the weight that is put on my shoulders? If you would understand that. I mean, honestly, it all falls back on me. If you didn't have a job, honestly, if it all falls back on me. If my family lived on the streets, if we didn't have food in the house, I mean, if we didn't have transportation, well, what's her husband doing? Why isn't he doing this? Why isn't he doing that?
I understand that you have a lot of weight on your shoulders, but so do I. I work all day. I have a tough job.
But what you're telling me you want me to do is go to work, because I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. A lot of times I don't get home at least until 7 or 8. I'm supposed to come in, prepare dinner, give the kids a bath, put them to bed. I mean, come on.
And that's not what I want, and I don't ask that. Yes, when he walks in the door, the kids run to him because they want to see him, and I try to take advantage, like, I'm going to go take a bath. I'm going to go do something by myself for an hour. I get in the bathtub, knock, knock, knock. We have to go potty. We want this. We want that. The kids are crying. Where's Dad? Watching TV.
Those children need their father engaged in their life, interacting with them, involved in their school projects, going to their games, talking to them when they're upset, confused, or crying, celebrating when they're happy, bonding with them through hobbies and projects and opportunities and things that you can do. They need those things from you. I tell you what, I said this to y'all. You said, oh no, I have to run this daycare. I have to do this stuff. Let me tell you, you would be better off living in a single wide trailer with an engaged father than a nice house with an absent father. I'll guarantee you. You have to decide what your priorities are, whether your priorities are bricks and mortar and a house and a car, or whether your priority is that you nurture each other and you give your children a chance to flourish in this world. All right, we got to take a break. Jeff admits to recently leaving their home for 1 week due to fighting with Emily. Has this couple passed the point of no return? We'll see. They both said if they had to do over again, they wouldn't do it. Well, maybe now's the choice point. We'll be right back. Relationships are negotiations, and the negotiation never ends. And if you are so resentful and embittered at her for what you think she has caused you to sacrifice and take away from you, then you need to go back to the negotiation table. If you say, this is not the life I wanted a husband, an involved husband, and I don't want to be a vagabond moving around the country all the time, but I do want to work at this, then you've got to come back to the table. And you know what? I have a rule in the way I approach negotiations. And I'm a pretty good negotiator. And my number one rule, if I'm sitting down negotiating with you, is to figure out how I can get you the most of what you want. That's my number one rule. It's not getting what I want. I'll get to that in a minute. Trust me, it will be on the list. But oftentimes we want and value different things. So it may be I can give you tons of what you want without costing me what is most important to me. What is most important to you, is it not, is that you want a partner.
Yes, I do.
You want to be treated with dignity and respect.
Yes.
You want to be loved.
Yes.
You want to be nurtured.
Yes.
You want to be protected. Mm-hmm. You want all the things that people want when they form a marriage. You want help with your children. You want a peaceful life.
Yes.
There's not one thing she wants that you don't want her to have.
It's true.
Don't you want her to have a man that loves her?
I do love her.
And don't you want her to feel that?
Yes.
And don't you want the kids to be healthy and happy and secure and the home to be peaceful? So everything that she prioritizes, you're willing to give.
True.
And she has just said, look, I'm willing to move. I just don't want to get badgered in a different place. And you admit you're very angry at her. I mean, that's your victim role. You're very angry at her. And I'm saying stop being a victim and start creating your own experience. Step up and say, all right, I will pledge to you, and mean it when you say it, if you will support me in what I think is important in my ability to provide for this family financially and to feel that I'm doing something I can be proud of, if you will support me in that, I will bend over backwards in taking the stress off of you and helping you in this relationship. And you two can come back together and be excited again. Yeah. He's not an evil guy. He's just really pissed off.
I mean, I don't mean to yell and nag all the time, but I don't know what else to do.
What you just told Dr. Phil, you said, okay, why should I move to make him happy? Why can't it be about us?
She is feeling the need to move back there because your ass is checked out.
I have checked out.
You check back in, that need will go way down. Seriously, if you plug back in, that need... She's saying, these are the people that love and support me. Why would I go off with the enemy?
And that's how I feel. If I'm going to sit at home and be the one to get my kids up and take them to school and daycare and go to work and come home and cook and clean and get them ready for bed, why not move closer so at the end of the day I can send them to my parents' house so I can have some time to myself?
Because it's time to grow up and work this out here. You either need to work this out, or get a divorce and go home. Those are the options, right?
Yes.
You either need to work it out or get a divorce and go home. And you have to be willing to broaden your definition of what being a man involves. And listen, I know this because I started out the same place. Robin will tell you, when I was a young doctor, I was working 20 hours a day, stamping out disease and suffering. Right. I was going to save the world, and I mean, whoever's got the most toys in the end wins. That was it for me. And then as we began to grow as a couple and as a family, I began to realize that my responsibilities went way beyond how much money I brought to the table. It went to teaching our boys to grow up to be responsible young men, to show them how to be husbands and fathers, to show them how to meet their responsibilities and contribute to the world. And to do that, I had to get involved and be plugged in. And you know, she's the heart of the home. She's always been the heart of the home. But I got way more involved, and you can too, and you need to. And if he did that, and you could just, and it came time to move, you'd sit right in his lap and say, let's go. Would you not? If you could trust him to be there for you emotionally and every other way.
Yes, and he knows that.
And that's what we need to work on, and I will get somebody to help you with that if you need help. We'll be right back. Well, we've been talking about chaos in the family, and I want to thank both of my couples today for coming here and talking about this, because look, there is stress. You merge lives, you start sharing space, time, money, energy, effort, then you throw in a couple of kids, and they want to eat every day. They want to, you know, there's always something. Thanks to my expert PR powerhouse, owner of People's Revolution, and Dr. Phil correspondent Kelly Catrone. Now, you can go out and buy her book and read it. I have. You will like it. It is entertaining and is informative. If you have to cry, go outside. It's now out in paperback, and everyone in the audience gets a copy today. So you're going home with that. Thanks for being here. So long. Thanks, Jack.